Okay, cutter compensation. This is a topic that we hear about quite often. Cutter compensation, if you don't know what it is, it's just a method of compensating at the controller level at the machine, compensating for wear in your tool, or compensating for first piece inspection if you're just running your first piece after you do the setup. In most cases, that first piece won't be totally accurate. You can make some adjustments at the controller for each tool to move that tool, give it some extra cutting offset, or typically it's in the positive direction, because if you have tool wear, you want to move, you want to increase the diameter of your tool as it's defined in your controller. But there's a number of things that you need to do to get your cutter compensation codes, the G41, G42, and the G40 to turn it off, to come out in your posted G code. And I'm good. These items are numbered, and we're going to look at that in the demo portion. We're going to show you how that's set up. But if you start, we're going to start with number 1 over here on the top right. Typically, cutter compensation typically is used in 2-axis profiling operations. It can also be used in pocketing, but one thing to keep in mind, compensation will only be enabled on the final pass of your toolpath operation. If you're using profiling and you have a step overset, compensation is not going to be output until you get to the final pass on your on your geometry. It's the same for pocketing. If you're roughing out the pocket, you won't see any compensation being posted. You want to make sure you have a cleanup pass checked for pocketing, and then on that cleanup pass, that's when the compensation will be posted. So in your machining operation dialog, you have compensation parameter in your cut parameters tab. You can set that to control on or auto on, and that will enable cutter compensation to be posted. That just enables it. So another thing you need to make sure is compensation will only be outputted if you have a linear entry. So you need to go to your entry and exit tab, check your entry motion. This says entry motion at the top. There's a number of options you can do here. You need to set it to linear lines and arcs, and make sure the approach motion and the engage motion are set to linear. So in this example, we have a approach length set to 1/4 of an inch. This is the green line here in the image. And then we have an engage motion that's set to linear. That's set to 1/8 of an inch, and that's the magenta motion you see here. So this first motion coming in needs to be linear. And it also can't be a ramp. It can't be a long path, because if you're ramping down to your entry, cutter compensation will not be enabled in that case either. So make sure you're all on the XY plane for your entry, and it's a linear entry. That's number 2. And number 3, you also need to check your tool definition inside of our product. When you define your tool, on the properties tab over here on the right, you'll see a number of fields called tool number, adjust register, CutCom register. Those 3 values need to match the tool number. So if your tool number is 1, the adjust register needs to be 1, the CutCom register needs to be 1, because obviously if you're telling it to do on tool number 1, it needs to make sure that it matches up to tool number 1 that you've defined. And again, also in the post-process generator, we have a area tab called cutter compensation specifically for this. It has these macros set for cutter compensation left, right, and cutter compensation off. And you'll see 3 different possible G codes. You see a G41, a G42, and a G40 will turn it off. So in a lot of cases, you'll see a G40. If you're enabling cutter compensation, you'll probably see a G40 at the very start of your program. That's just to ensure that it's off. It won't hurt your controller if you already have it off and you tell it to turn it off again. That's perfectly fine. And then when you actually get to the line of code that is your finishing pass, the cutter compensation code will be enabled at that line of motion. And then at the end, you'll see a G40, which will turn it off again. And again, at number 6 is just an example. If you want to enable cutter compensation, we have the entry motion set to linear. So if you look at the yellow line, that's where it's plunging down from the clearance plane. Then you're starting your approach motion in green, and then your magenta motion is your engage. So this needs to be linear. The first approach motion needs to be linear for sure. So if you just set them all to linear, then you won't have a problem. Now you see that there's some arcs in this path. Once you have a linear entry, it's going to stay on till you get to the end. I hope that covers everything on cutter compensation. If you have any questions, obviously cutter compensation is a more complicated topic. If you have questions, you can ask us here, obviously, or you just send us an email to support@MecSoft.com. Cutter compensation. I'm just going to show you, the different things that we covered. You want to make sure that you have linear motions defined. Initially, obviously, turn on compensation in your operation dialog. Make sure that's set to control on or auto on, and go to your just one second. Go to your let's see right here. Make sure that's turned on, and then also let's see here from the tool definition dialog. You want to make sure that this value here, the CutCom register, is the same as the tool number. Okay, those have to be the same in order for CutCom to be posted out.
Well, not necessarily. They don't have to be the same, but general convention is the registers will have to be the same. But you can have a CutCom register that's different than the tool number. Typically not done, but if you need that freedom, our system allows you to do it. Yeah. So,
in most cases, by default, when you're at the controller, it'll be, if you're going to do an offset, you're selecting a tool number by default. Probably that's where it's going to be. If it, like Joe mentioned, if it's different, you can obviously override that at the controller. Okay, so let's take a look at the G-code editor. We're going to edit our post, and we're going to go cutter compensation, and we have codes for cutter compensation left, right, and cutter compensation off. And let's go ahead and post this so we can see. Let's make sure this is set. Control on. Let's go ahead and post. And let's look for a G40. Up here is turning it off initially. And then we have a G42, which is enabling it here. And if we do a search, find another G42. Let's see if it finds another one. And let's just do a G40. I should go to the end and turning it off here. And there should be, okay. So it's used just in the profiling operation here. It's enabled in the beginning. It's set here for the finishing pass of the profiling operation. Then it's turned off at the end of that operation.